I, I love the cat, but she fucking hates me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know if the mic is picking up the sound of that rain, but Jesus.
when you talk, I hear it.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming in hard right now. Weather alert. Expect rain around 6 p.m. Fuck you. It's early.
Man, that was me the other day.
But that's okay. We got enough wrestling to get through without having to worry about no stupid rain. We don't need no stinking rain.
We don't need no stinking rain.
Data has elected to jump into his co-pilot seat. We're set.
Ooh, yeah. All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like we should start off with Raw on the pod, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because, I mean, we got some big moves. Right off the bat, we got big match John Cena and CM Punk facing off one final time. And because we are in the worst timeline, it's happening in Saudi Arabia. Night of Champions.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if something's going to happen to Punk where he'll get injured and can't. Have to wait till after.
Oh, no, Derek. There is dicks covered in blood money that needs sucking, and
I know, but ever the hopeful.
Ever the hopeful. Look,
I don't want him to go to Saudi Arabia.
I don't think he wants to go to Saudi Arabia either, because this entire week, his time on the mic in front of the cameras has not been his most enthusiastic or really anything above minimal effort, it feels like.
Well, we'll get to it later. But there is a moment on the mic that I really did enjoy on SmackDown with him.
Yeah.
But with this spot, it did seem a little bit muted.
It really did.
I feel like because he knew the Saudi Arabia thing, so he just really was deflated before even walking out. But I got to give it to Cena on that one, because that was quite the curveball. I did not expect that.
He keeps talking about ruining wrestling, and this is what we get.
Yep, yes it is. I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously, I don't want Punk to go to Saudi Arabia. But at the same time, you know, if you get to go there and like cause some shenanigans that maybe makes it so WWE never goes back, then I'm okay with that too.
They signed a 10-year agreement. We got a couple more years left.
But if you do something real bad and they're like, you're never coming back, I'm here for it if that happens.
Me too. I honestly, like, I wonder what the perception is on the Saudi Arabian side with them now presenting Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia as a punishment.
It feels like a punishment for all of us,
right?
Not just Punk.
Like the sports washing goes crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to watch the Saudi Arabia show. I know we're gonna have to, but I don't want to.
To be fair, Derek, there's a lot of times I don't want to watch SmackDown or Raw, but I do anyway because that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. I feel like AEW kind of has the clinch right now with storytelling,
even with the fucking 4-hour shows. Jesus,
God, except for one story. Yeah. One story does WWE have that is an ace in the hole, and you know, it gets brought up at this point in this little feud, this little back and forth between Cena and Punk. What does he say? Cena, you know, he implores the fans to use their voice and send me the class clown. He's talking about, you know, R-Truth. Well, sorry, Ron Killings.
Yeah, he's driving now. He's driving now. I feel like if there is someone to unseat Cena right now, it is literally Ron Killings. They're like the 180, the pivot, whatever Triple H doesn't want to call it, is pretty perfect. these are one of those rare times where something organic happens through fan intervention and the company listens and denies that's what happened, but it pays off in dividends because, I mean, just like with, you know, Daniel Bryan back in the day, now obviously known as Bryan Danielson, like the Yes Movement was something that they tried to control and, you know, bend to their whim, give it to the Big Show, and the crowd was just like, no, dude, that's not what we want. And it eventually paid off big time when they finally fucking listened.
Oh, I know. I mean, we got them to listen with Cody as well. Like we have a voice, a collective voice.
Mm-hmm.
And we were saying how sorry, I'm still getting over being sick.
Yeah, Derek has a man cold.
I do. But we were saying how dumb it was to let Truth go.
Yeah.
Obviously, we weren't the only ones. Like, this was kind of a resounding echo.
From everyone in the audience to the people backstage to the performers.
Yeah, this was pretty resounding. And I feel like Truth was able to get the upper hand on his contract negotiation because of this. Mm-hmm. Because it's no longer R-Truth in the driver's seat, it is Ron Killings. So I'm happy. We'll get to more of that, but I'm happy.
It just makes you feel good. The rest of the show, though, we had right off the bat Chad Gable, AJ Styles. Just, you know, there's nothing really to say, unfortunately, about it. Because it's just solid. Like, nothing really, you know, resoundingly amazing, but, you know, just two guys, two pros out there doing their thing. I'd like to see them develop maybe a storyline for Styles in the future here, but something that, you know, we can't knock. It's just fucking Gable making the most of every bit of minute that they're giving him. Yeah.
It was really nice for El Grande Americano to share his elbow wraps with him. Because somehow Gable got injured. We don't know how. He might have been in a match that none of us got to see, involving ladders and such. Who knows?
I mean, he was at Worlds Collide. You know, that could have been a real doozy of a match for him. I mean, we saw the highlights on the show of, you know, him and Vikingo going at it.
Yeah, that's true. It's not that he's El Grande Americano. Of course not.
No. They have different nipples. We all heard Wade.
Yeah, he's an expert on Chad Gable's nipples. You can tell those things apart from a mile away.
Hey, look, Wade keeps a close eye on every male performer's nipples in the game, okay? That's just the kind of background research he does to stay at the top of his game. And it shows. I mean, there was no better commentator in WWE than Wade Barrett, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't move forward with the press pass, Alex. One of the stipulations was that Wade Barrett would have to take a series of pictures of my nipples.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel comfortable with that yet. I'm not at that point in our careers doing this, but
we need to spend some more time doing some chest flies and, you know, some shoulder presses and shit. You know, get nice and tight for him, right?
Yeah, and plus I need to work on the muscles there that allow my nipples to expand and contract on command.
Yeah, and then, you know, book that waxing appointment right before.
Oh yeah. You got to wax the taint. Always, just in case.
Yeah. But speaking of wax and taint, first qualifier for the tournament that they're doing for the Queen of the Ring in yet another fatal 4-way match. I'm starting to not hate this sort of setup that they're doing with these multi-person matches to set up the semifinals for a tournament, because it's getting more people out there and getting more TV time, which is always good. It just unfortunate when it feels more predictable.
Yeah. I think it's nice when you're able to knock out a bunch of names at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, this feels very predictable. This one was no exception. It was still good.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was able to kind of tell what was going to happen a little bit in advance, at least halfway through.
Absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, I'm sorry. We all know Kairi Sane isn't taking it. Like, she's not picking up the win. I do
No.
appreciate though that we are getting some like storyline elements out of these. Like, okay, we're moving and progressing the Judgment Day story with Liv and Roxanne out of this.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting something out of it. I like how we're not dragging things out in a stagnant manner where just like plateaus, like, oh, we get a really cool moment right in the beginning and then nothing happens for weeks on end, and then another arc happens. We're not getting the New Day heel turn at this point with them.
No, what we're basically getting is a internal rivalry between Liv and Roxanne.
Yeah, and I'm all here for that. I'd love doing stuff with the Judgment Day that isn't just more of the same.
I'm here for it too, because it's like we've been talking about the fractures and stuff. I think this is one of those things that's just going to catapult that further.
Mm-hmm.
This was anyone's game in the beginning until Liv and Roxanne started working together, essentially.
Yeah.
Once they started working together, it was like, okay, one of these two is going to take it. They might even have to face each other for that last little bit. And no, we get a pin by Roxanne onto Sane.
Yep.
While Liv is a little bit preoccupied by getting knocked off of said pin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of a playback to what Dom did to Finn.
Yeah.
Kinda. Not exactly the same, but similar.
Yeah. Like the upside on this is Roxanne definitely could use the win here. Rhea, Liv, they're fine. They don't need the Queen of Rhea tournament at this stage in their career. Rhea's on another level with fucking stardom. Liv is doing fantastic, like the past, year and a half, I would say.
Yep.
Just been on another level.
Yeah, these two, they don't need title chances necessarily. I mean, especially like Liv, who already has the tag team. But really, at the end of the day, it was kind of easy to tell that it was going to be Perez, mainly because it would have been either her or Sane, and Sane was just there taking bumps the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, that's all she was there for. So it became pretty clear after a bit that Roxanne was taking this.
Yeah. My hope is in the near future with the return of Asuka, we're going to get, like you pointed out in, I don't even remember, was it in GM mode where we were talking about reigniting damage control?
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, now Liv and Raquel can feud with them, and we got more stuff. Maybe they'll give EO something to do. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, if we can put a bunch of belts into one team, damage control's the one I'm going to pick, personally.
Be rad. And
yeah.
Rivalry with Judgment Day, now that they've got more muscle, minus Carlito, unfortunately. But maybe there's something there. Anyway, we got a fantastic promo from Becky celebrating her new Intercontinental Championship. Just great fucking heel, rewriting history after her win. And just, I like what we're doing right now. Like this, like the stuff with her and Lyra is still like red hot.
It is, and I feel like this is like conspiracy theorist Derek going on right now. I feel like Becky is there to be a transitional champion. I feel like all she's there to do is to add a little bit of legitimacy to the belt and then drop it to another legend, and that legend being Bayley, who made a return during this spot too.
Hell yeah,
to get a little bit of revenge for what happened at WrestleMania.
Well,
or right before. Yeah. And so I feel like Bayley's going to take the belt off of her and probably set the first record title run with it for longest reign. I bet they give her almost a year. That's where my head's kind of at with it right now, because it then allows Becky to move up to the U.S. Championship belt, because she's on this like, oh, I've never held this belt. I want to actually have it, on my accolades that I've held this belt. So
yeah, just keep going with the Grand Slam, round it out. Done.
Honestly, you add legitimacy to these belts because a legend wants that on their accolades at the end of the day. And you're allowing newcomers to come in and actually show off to take these belts and move up the card eventually. So,
I mean, it's after the initial like inaugural champions with the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title, like there was a bit of a dip, and now it feels like okay, at least the Intercontinental's getting back on track. Because like the tournaments to crown them, fantastic. The wins for the first ones, fantastic. The first little bit, like the first several weeks, kind of rough for both of them, but now it feels like they're starting to serve their purpose, at least as far as the Intercontinental goes.
yeah, I feel like Chelsea needed to hold on to the belt longer, personally, for the U.S., but this gives Lyra a chance to take the U.S. Belt off of Selena Vega.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Becky loses her belt, she can go and then take it off of Lyra.
Yeah.
Like, that's my headcanon right now. That's what I want to happen. We'll see if it does.
We'll see, because that's involving a lot of people crossing brands, Derek. And we know that only happens at Survivor Series, despite any other time it happens throughout the year.
Exactly. I'm sorry, but if we see new talent jumping on both TVs or on both SmackDown and Raw, then I expect to see some crossover and stealing of a belt.
And speaking of stealing of a belt, we got a show-stealing moment where, formerly known R-Truth, jumped the guardrail, jumped on the announce table, and just, like, owned the room.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking great moment. Like, he acknowledged the crowd, he acknowledged, like, the moment and everything that was happening, but then he just, like, morphed it into, like, no, this is where we're going with this. This is changing of the character. We're, like, canonic, like, both in canon, in kayfabe, and in, like, real life. It's like, no, this is gonna be something different now. And he signaled that by cutting off those gorgeous fucking locks.
That's a monumentous thing. I got goosebumps and I gasped when he started cutting them.
Yeah.
That's a monumentous occasion. That's usually, like, spiritually for many, like moving from one thing to the next. Like one part of your life to another part of your life. Yeah. It's very symbolic. And it's different for everybody, but that's like one of the big things I've been seeing a lot from others talking about how it felt for them. Over on Threads and all that. Follow me on Threads. Night Off Bald Man. But gosh, this was an amazing moment. This hit on so many different notes. You had R-Truth coming back and just manhandling John Cena, which we all needed to see.
Yeah.
We all knew it was him just by the moment his pant legs blew up. We had him put out an amazing speech, basically like thanking the fans, like, your voices were heard, like they heard you and I'm back. But I love that he put that cherry on top, like I'm back for you, but I'm also back for me.
Yeah.
Gosh, and then he goes and cuts him off, and such an amazing moment, like literally an amazing moment. That was lightning in a bottle type moments, Alex.
Yeah. It's just, it's something that, like, has been talked about from, like, people that watch his, like, TNA run and stuff like that. They're like, I never thought we'd see this again. I never thought we'd get to see, like, Ron Killings proper in wrestling again. And, like, he's, like, spoken about it too. I think it was on Busted Open or something like that, where he's like, I kind of cemented myself as R-Truth, this sort of comedy character, and I didn't think I would ever be able to, like, break away from that again, just because it worked so well.
I mean, it did, and it still could, but I think R-Truth needs some time away. He needs to take a break, and we need to let someone else drive the vehicle.
Yeah.
So, because let me tell you something, Alex. He is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you better put some respect on his name.
Yeah. Great fucking line to fucking capitalize on that.
Oh. But seriously, this is a lightning in a bottle moment, and we'll talk more about this later. but this was the best part of the show.
Oh yeah,
literally the best part of the show. This could have been the only thing they aired, and I would have been fine.
Yeah, but you know they aired some other stuff too. We had the men's King of the Ring tournament kickoff with Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, and Penta. Right? Yeah, Penta.
Yep, two-toe tipping Penta.
Yeah. Not the craziest match for all these guys, but really just a goddamn good show for all of them, you know?
Oh yeah, these guys actually play well together in a four-way. Nobody got overshined too much. The one that kind of stood out the most in the beginning, I would say, was Braun Breaker, just because
it's fucking
how
Braun.
he is.
He's insane.
Yeah, but everybody had a moment to shine. Even Dominic had some great moments in this. But the one who was able to come out on top and who honestly looked the most consistent throughout the entire match was our boy Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he's just fucking Skyboy is just the best. You know, I fucking love Sammy. I love he's you know we've talked about it a billion times, but his ability to connect with the crowd, no matter who he's in the ring with, is just next level. Like you never doubt him, despite being the underdog, of being able to actually get it done. You know?
Oh yeah, like I said, everybody had a moment to shine, but you could kind of tell after a bit, even after LA Knight popped out for a little bit.
Yeah,
this was going to be Sammy's match to win.
I mean, it's a fatal four-way. There's no disqualifications, as they like to remind us every fucking time it happens.
Yep. And LA Knight, unhappy with Braun Breaker right now at this moment, so understandable that he came out.
Well, yeah. And taking a spear from Braun is always going to require you to reconfigure and recalibrate your direction going forward.
A little bit.
Because you get discombobulated as fuck after taking it.
There's another thing that discombobulates you too, and that's the hell of a kick.
Oh.
And Dominic took a nasty one.
Oh, God. He's so good at getting his ass kicked. I love him.
It's just so good. So good.
But it's very clear that they're just sowing the seeds for some sort of face turn with Dom and Liv. I don't know exactly what direction we're going to go, but it's one of the more exciting things that they're doing very carefully and slowly in the background of all the Judgment Day shenanigans. Because, that fucking pop when, Dominic won the IC title. It's something that they recognized, and I'm glad that they're kind of trying to capitalize on it, but not by trying to turn it into a single moment like they always do. It feels like there's actually some thought put in it for once.
It does, and I'm hoping they keep going with it, but we know how they are, so we have to be careful and not expect too much, because they might just decide, you know what, we prefer the booze.
Yeah. And that's okay too, because Dom's great at fucking getting booed. He just is.
Oh yeah, and he's one of those that you still love in all actuality.
Oh yeah.
It's just that you have to boo him in that moment because you don't want to hear what he has to say.
It's too good. Although, God, I will say when he's just allowed the fucking riff off, regular TV, dude's the funniest motherfucker on the fucking roster sometimes, dude.
Oh, dude, totally. One of my favorite spots is when he basically made Logan Paul eat crap on his own show by calling him out on stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so fucking great. Something that I'm a little bit more conflicted on was after this. It was saved, but Nikki Bella was returned to Raw in order to hype up Evolution, which is coming in July, mid-July. I'm of two minds of this, because yes, the Bella twins did a lot of work as part of the women's revolution. They did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are much more better people that they could, highlight as well. That I'm I don't want to disrespect the work that they did, but they were kind of the worst part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she came out with her gear from back then, man.
Yeah. Her gear from back then, which was tied into the fact that she was with John Cena at the time.
Yeah.
Like, where's your identity, girl?
For real, like, you should be coming out and showing off, like, who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Not who you were then.
I don't need the nostalgia act.
Which leads right into another part of this that I didn't really like that much was, like, I liked Liv clapping at Nikki Bella being like, what the hell? Like, if you're talking about greats and stuff, like, my name should be said.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was when she was like, I have everything you don't. I have respect. I have a championship, and I have a man.
Yeah. That was... I mean, it was definitely cleared. It was definitely cleared, with everybody, because that's a fucking real close fucking shot to take on TV with somebody. But I will say, at the end of it, Liv looked a lot better out there than Nikki did by any margin that you measure it.
Country mile minimum.
Mm-hmm.
She still looked great. Like that spot there was just like, ooh, you could have left it without the man part. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, Nikki Bella did clap back though, because she was like, I'm just trying to figure out who your man belongs to, like you or Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
So
there's stuff there.
Like
there's meat on that bone. I just don't really like it that much. And I liked even less was the glazing that they did from EO.
Yeah.
Because that felt really forced. It just felt really fucking forced, and it made me uncomfortable.
I don't understand the glazing, like why that had to happen. For a lot of this, I really don't understand. Because, like, do they just want to put a belt to Nikki so that she's not just a diva champion?
I don't know. There's rumors about Brie also coming back as well and doing some work. So maybe we'll get like a Bella Twins versus Liv and Raquel like tag match in the future or something like that. I'm not sure because like they're not terrible wrestlers, but like they're not the worst. They're not the absolute worst.
No, they're not. But
no,
but they're boring. They're so boring. That was my problem with them back in the day, man. Was how boring they were.
Yeah, and like I'll give them credit. They brought a lot of eyeballs to the product. They did. They put in the work. They did marketing. The whole Divas show was, fucking shifting point, and they were part of the Divas revolution. Like they give Divas time and stuff. But fucking A, back up the fucking money truck and get AJ Lee here. Please?
Seriously. Like, if you're going to bring some oldies back, bring some goodies.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they're just here to put belts on these people so they actually have some real belts under their with their accolades. I was going to say under their belt, but that's just too many belts in
that's a hat
one sentence.
Hat.
Yeah. That's too on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's all they're doing, then it's a waste of time and it's boring and I don't like it. Like,
yeah,
just let Liv beat all their asses and put her on a legend killer run. So
that'd be a blast. That would be fun to watch. Or give it to one of the, newer talents that you just brought up. Give it to, Julia. That'd be a great fucking vehicle for her. I'd be fucking set on that. Even fucking have Liv and Roxanne work together too. Show some tension there and give them something to do together. It'd be sweet.
Oh, I got a little monster.
Oh, there's a Maya.
Oh, my
that's one of the times she's not trying to eat you.
Yeah, because she just literally got home. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She watched it too, though.
She did. And did she have thoughts on the main event, World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso, Gunther, in probably their best match together ever?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I didn't want to watch this match.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to see the outcome. Because I will admit, it was semi-spoiled.
Okay.
semi. Threads and Twitter, it was all over the place because I was watching like half hour after it started. So yeah, don't ever go into Threads or Twitter or any of those things. Don't go to social media when you're watching wrestling and you're like a half hour behind schedule from everybody else.
Yeah.
Because then you find things out.
Yeah, social media cannot keep a lid on anything, ever. Only time it ever worked was Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this was a great match. I agree. I think this was their best match in their series.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really wish Jay kept the belt, man.
Well, yes and no. Because I get it why they took it off of him. Because the rumor circulating is it's going to be Gunther versus Goldberg in his like retirement / championship match. And I'd rather have it be Gunther in there instead of Jey Uso.
I guess, yeah. Because Jay's less likely to get injured if he's nowhere near it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say zero, but less likely.
Yeah, like he could still be like outside the ring and like catch a random spear and get a concussion.
Well, with how bad Goldberg is at those things, other than hurting people, yeah, I could. No. Jay could be at home in a different state, Alex, and Goldberg could somehow still spear him.
He could
and hurt him.
Yeah. Bill Goldberg. We'll see you in Saudi, I'm assuming, is where we're going to head for that. God.
So tired. So tired of Billiam Goldberg.
Bring back Gilbert.
Yes, please.
But
I got to admit, watching, I think what the biggest parts for me that really made this match even better and why you could kind of tell Gunther was going to take it was because Gunther was committing to focusing on different sections of Jay to take him out for quicker. Like culminating with going after his midsection, like his torso, over and over again.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Great work with teasing of like the sleeper hold throughout and like building up on that, and just like I love Gunther. Like I really do. He's so good at being a fucking classic heel, but also still being like a dominant bastard. You know?
Oh God, yeah. He gives you all of those notes all at once, and I don't think there's a lot of guys that can do that right now. Not in the way of like a modern classic heel.
Yeah, and nothing against Jay, but like this was kind of perfect too, because like his entire time with the title, every match felt like he could lose it at any time. You know?
Which I liked.
Yeah, that drama of it was defining of his entire run. And they kind of told the story perfectly of like, no, like his downfall was he overextended himself. He was doing too many things for other people, like tag teaming with Cody, just the weekend before. And that's what cost him. Like he did too much too fast, and it caught up to him, and Gunther was waiting for that moment to strike. He called his shot.
Yeah, I mean, it was good storytelling. It definitely was. Because you had good physicality going on with the storytelling leading up to this, not just in the match. Because, yeah, you're right. Jay was doing way too much. He was stretching himself very thin to the point where pretty much almost anyone but Logan Paul could take that belt off with how tired he was.
Yeah. And on the upside of this, we also got an all-time great Rikishi crash out.
Yes, we did.
Who is still very unhappy with it.
I mean, I am too, so I get it, Rikishi. We're on the same page here, brother.
Yeah.
But at the very least, your son cemented the fact that not only can he be a main eventer, but he can further the brand. So,
God.
I expect more singles runs in his future.
More singles runs, reunite him with Jimmy and have them do something on the Raw tag team division, because it's fucking barren right now compared to SmackDown. Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want Jimmy to have something to do that's a bit more substantial. Just because I like Jimmy.
I hate that he's like constantly like the guy someone will talk to. But they don't do anything with him. Like they just keep having him talk to people and then move on.
Yeah. I want something
Like,
more
do
fun.
something with them. Yeah,
Please.
do something with them.
Yeah. But speaking of doing stuff with people, we got to talk Dynamite and Collision in that massive 4-hour block, because we didn't touch it at all last week. And this week was a second one. And, I mean, I appreciate AEW going all out for these shows, because Jesus Christ, it's a lot of fucking wrestling in a block.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And it's hard to keep up sometimes.
A little bit, but that's what we're here for, Derek. This is what we committed ourselves to doing. And starting off strong, we had Swerve and Ospreay just fucking running it back. I mean, they made like a custom like movie poster for this that I saw on like social media. That was just fucking great, and it lived up to that kind of hype. I love these boys.
Yeah. Yeah, this had a 30-minute time limit.
Yeah.
And they wrestled for all 30 minutes.
Yeah, they did.
There was only a couple times where you could say they took breaks, and that was just because both of them were laying on the ground after hurting each other very badly.
In particular, I really, really, really fucking loved Ospreay going for the hidden blade combined with a dive to the outside to the back of fucking Swerve's head. Just oh god, the ability for these two to iterate and innovate on stuff that they've already done is just, it's beautiful to fucking watch.
Yeah, this I mean, so you're always expecting blood with Swerve. And no different.
Yeah.
No different.
Bit earlier than expected though, because he busted Will open real fucking early in this match and just blood caked on his nose for the remainder.
Oh god, this was a great match, and this shows that like you put anyone in the ring with Swerve, and you're gonna get gold. Like,
yeah, and same thing with Ospreay, because he's just that fucking good at doing everything you want out of a fucking hype match. Also, by the way, congratulations to Will and his now fiance Alex Windsor. Congratulations to you two.
Yep,
that's gonna be exciting. Yeah.
Yep, happy for you.
Yeah. Please do remind him to get his haircut whenever he needs it, the missus, because she's real good about that. Every time he comes home and he's like, you need to cut that shit. You look stupid.
He needs to like shave it right down the middle.
Nah, not yet.
Just leave that middle stripe.
The reverse hawk.
That's right.
But like you said, 30-minute time limit draw, only to get interrupted by the Bucks handcuffing Swerve, putting on his custom kicks with the thumbtacks, lining up the shot for Swerve to give him a get down, Mr. President, and take that hit for him. My God.
Yeah. It just reminds me of the days when Penta and Ray were still in AEW working together.
Yeah, that next level viciousness.
Yeah, that because when he took the special kicks to the face, like his face got torn apart.
Yeah, mask included.
Just, dude, just blood everywhere.
Oh yeah. But more on that development a little bit later, because there was also some fun stuff with Christopher Daniels and Hangman walking around backstage, only to see the Death Riders stalking him. So fucking cool. And well, we had
there was a lot that happened.
Yeah, there was a bit of a palate cleanser match with Mystico taking on Blake Christian in order to, facilitate his match against MJF when they're in Mexico this week. Right, they're in Reno, Mexico, I believe, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Just literally just a match to set up stuff for, other stuff. But, I won't be upset by Blake Christian getting his ass kicked, because he's a great fucking heel.
Yeah, this was like a nice little, like, we're going to lead you into the next bit. It didn't take too long. No. And we had a bunch of setup for moving forward.
And thank you, Data, for kicking things away from my notes. Appreciate it, buddy. Why don't you get back into position? But yeah, no, MJF, taunts Mystico. what do you call him? Sloppy Sin Cara is all he knows him as.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he realized he got insulted in Spanish. So,
Yeah. And then he hit the ring with some streamers and his specialized giant American flag.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to happen. I'm not going to lie.
No. He really wants as much hate as possible when he crosses the border, doesn't he?
Well, and I feel like he's trying to revive that like ultra nationalist gimmick again.
Yeah.
Like,
If
he might not be, but that gave the vibe.
Yeah,
like,
it gave the vibe. I feel like he's gonna bust it out anytime he has to like go to a foreign country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's reserved for that only, I'm okay.
I just feel like it needed to be bigger then. We need to go as big as possible, like it's bigger than the arena.
Mm-hmm.
They fly it from space.
Yep.
And whenever you look up, Alex, it's always there because it's on the moon.
It's on the moon. I hope that Tony Khan busts out the wallet, empties the piggy bank to hire a couple of jets to do the colored smoke above the arena.
You know what? I would actually enjoy that. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, no, this
do
was...
do a different country's flag colors though.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, France.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. I was gonna say Belgium, but you know.
No, I appreciate the French. I like how they think. Also, we got the tease of the Hurt Syndicate attacking Commander backstage because Commander is legit injured, so they needed to write him off for whatever reason before their match. Immediately after that.
If you're going to have somebody hurt someone, it should be the Hurt Syndicate. They're in the business of that. So,
and business is booming because they took on Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Mascara Dorada in just a fucking triple threat, which saw MJF rocking MVP's style of gear. I loved the crowd chanting "You look stupid," just to fucking needle him because I think he looked fucking dope in that shit.
Yeah, but it's MJF, so we have to always try and tear him down a peg because he always insults all of us.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why we love him, but still.
Yeah, still, great to have fucking Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight fucking teaming in there because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, this was a great trios match. And one of the things I feel like AEW has been really dominating against WWE is the multi-person matches, whether it be trios or even just multiple tag teams going up at once. I feel like they just have it clinched on how to run these kind of matches without either people just sitting around doing nothing for too long or just little things that you can't pay attention to because there's too much going on.
Yeah.
Like they hit that middle ground perfectly.
Yeah, it's that barely contained chaos that I really love from those kind of setup matches. It's, you know, the nostalgia in me is like it's PWG classics that they're just rolling out there to make, you know, people that never seen that style of wrestling done before excited about it because it's just a fucking party match. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of my favorite things about the Ops is like more than half the time it's a squash match, but everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
Like
nobody's having more fun beating somebody up than Samoa Joe, and I love it.
God, he's like a little kid in a candy store.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you got some fucking local talent for me? I'm happy to oblige. Let's make some magic.
It's like when Maya wants the flesh off my hands. She's like, oh, more flesh? Let's do it.
Yeah. Speaking of flesh getting torn from people's hands, we had Hangman getting dragged out, bound and gagged with duct tape by the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Just kind of, it feels more focused with what they're doing with Moxley right now than it has been in quite a long time. It's finally feeling like we're hitting the peak of the Death Riders after so long of it just being a fucking slog to get through that it's no longer depressing the fuck out of me whenever they're on screen.
Yeah, it took a long time for me to realize we were still on the upward climb.
Yeah.
I thought we were already going down a while back. And honestly, it wasn't until really like the Samoa Joe match, where it really felt like there was some energy back in Moxley's title run right now.
Yeah, like I mean, it's the plot points have been about as subtle as a fucking brick to the face. But you're right, like that moment where the Ops won the trios titles off of them was the turning point, in my opinion, and probably everybody's. Where like, okay, no, this storyline feels good again. Like these characters feel like they're actually attempting to accomplish something again. It's galvanized sort of the locker room. Things feel important again with these characters instead of it just being like a retread of the same shit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting to find out what's in the briefcase, Alex.
That's just the AEW World Championship. Although, as Moxley has spoken ad nauseum about, he is the championship. You don't get the belt because he's the champion.
Wait, so if you beat him, you wear him like a pelt?
Yeah. If they don't skin him alive, I mean, I'd be surprised.
So he's like, what's his face from Invincible?
Tyler.
There it is.
Yeah. But yeah, the Ops make the save and free Hangman. And it's... God. Should we talk about like the backstage interaction here with Hangman and the Bucks?
Yeah.
Or should we save it till later? Well, let's just jump into it now because it feels like it's all tying together because the Bucks run into Hangman and just like we've been saying, like it feels good again that there's directions for all these characters because the Bucks, I'm assuming kayfabe wise, know that Moxley doesn't watch the fucking show, so they're like, hey, we cleared the path for you, now you just gotta bring it home, stick to the plan. And Hangman just blatantly be like, what the fuck are you two idiots talking about? What plan? What are you two jagoffs doing to me? Stay out of my way, stay out of my business, stay out of Ospreay's business, and stay out of Swerve's business, or the next house I burn down will have you two locked inside.
I just, like, I want him to complete that. Like, I want him to do it because I want like them to rise from the ashes like a phoenix,
reborn. Honestly, I think my favorite part of this was Prince Nana's head poking out from the door behind them.
Yeah.
Oh God. And
you have to take the piss out of a serious situation like that. Like you have to.
But to turn it into like, oh no, it's a lived-in world because Will and Swerve were back there and they overheard everything.
It's just, I mean, you have to have it a lived-in world. Though. That's the thing. Like, if you don't, you get what you had back in the 90s and early 2000s, where like someone would wrestle someone and then a week later forget that they had already wrestled 10 times and act like they never did.
And pretend that all the time in between didn't exist. Wrestlers actually live in between when the shows are taping again. Yeah.
And sometimes those wrestlers actually watch the show when they're not on it, so that the fight in the next week when they come up, they can go beat the crap out of that person that said something.
Yeah. But
and lucky for us, some of the arenas don't have the biggest like backroom area. So it's hard not to hear when someone's talking crap about you.
Sometimes you just wait for them outside the locker room and jump them.
That too. Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But technically, like the main event match, we had like a separate main event, but the main event match, as far as like wrestling goes for Dynamite, because they transitioned to Collision after the 2-hour mark, we got the reunited TJ taking on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. And hell yeah, this has made me happy.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a long time coming. The way that Penelope and Megan Bayne work together is really well.
Yeah, and Tay Mello now, it's not Tay Conte anymore, right?
Right, Tay Mello. Yeah.
Looking fucking great. out there. You know, just like I had no idea that she's been off TV for like a year and a half because she had a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually.
Look fucking great out there. Like, hell yeah. And, you know, it's nice that, like, despite losing to, you know, Toni Storm, they still have stuff for Megan Maiden to do. Like, she didn't just disappear. Like,
yeah, that's one of the things I was worried about originally, because, like, they had a pretty good run, her and Toni.
Yeah.
But having her stack up against others in these, like, tag team style fights and everything works out really well.
Yeah.
Because her size definitely helps out a lot of these smaller wrestlers right now in the tag team.
But it's just good to see that, like, there's still stuff happening outside of the title scene, and it doesn't feel as sort of like, you know, just ticking off a box anymore. It actually feels like, no, there's more than just that reason. Like, we're not just getting the women on TV to have women on TV. We're actually giving them a purpose.
Yeah, and I really like that they were constantly going off of, like, the history with stuff. Like Tay and Anna, their old Tay J theme was popped in for this reunion. It was even teased about, you know, Tay and Ford having been in a tag team together in the past.
And, like, even the fucking, like, smack talk in the ring from Tay just being like, I didn't fucking forget. You were getting what's coming to you.
It was nice. And I didn't expect this to be, like, what would be considered the main event for Dynamite.
Yeah.
But I was happy for it, so.
Yeah. No. And the actual main event, with a super long and fucking dope video package, was setting up the contract signing for Okada v. Kenny with the debut of the Unified Champion. Terrible fucking name.
Yeah.
But, God, just the hype. The hype is well-deserved at this point. Good setup with the two of them being pretty no-nonsense right from the beginning. Facing off, kind of embracing and soaking in the moment. Only be interrupted by that carny fuck, Don Callis.
Don, he makes everything better, but
by being the worst.
Well, yeah, but still, like, he comes out, he adds a little bit of a sprinkle of something for y'all to add some spice to this, some bald spice.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's been involved with, like, their feud and stuff on and off for a long time, so, like, it does make sense for Don Callis to come out.
He was on the commentary team for at least 2 of their previous matches.
That's right. There's history there.
Now, what this basically teed up, though, was Okada joining forces with the Don Callis family. In quite the surprise, but also kind of brilliant in the same aspect. Now, number one, they went, like, the transition from Dynamite to Collision was pretty great to keep people kind of, like, tuned in. Because, you know, the surprise strike on Kenny and him being stretchered out to come back to Okada, dropping that massive fucking elbow on Kenny's midsection in the stretcher, and Kenny just puking blood. Just,
yeah.
My God, the overacted theatrics of it was great, honestly. I know it was fucking stupid and pretty campy, but I kind of loved it at the same time.
Well, I mean, what really adds to it, though, is that Don Callis is like, get the hell out of here. Yeah. And Okada leaves through the crowd and gets into a van. Like, just
like when Kenny was with Don and the turn, and there was that led to the whole thing where he went to TNA and took the belt. Like, a great just fucking callback to that. It's fucking awesome. And
it's such good storytelling.
Explained why Don Callis wasn't there for the rest of the show, or Okada.
It was just so well done, dude. I was just laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Like, it's so well done. And then the blood just over the top. This was a great, like, promo package spot. Like, you set everything up perfectly. with this, you know?
Like, God, it's one of those times where you get a little bit worried about Okada and Kenny because they have a reputation to uphold as far as match performance goes separately, and then a whole different level when they are working together. So they gotta crank up the drama too, and okay, Kenny spitting out blood will do that right off the bat.
Well, it's like, you know, we just got him back. Can you not kill him, please? Like,
and
we haven't had enough time with Kenny. Don't make us worry.
Nope, Kenny is possibly gonna die because Okada said, "Oh, you're worried about him? Hold my beer. Let me obliterate the dude's midsection."
Oh my God, so good.
He threw his whole body into that elbow drop. I loved it.
He did. But that's part of the reason why I love these two together, because they just hammer the hell out of each other.
Yeah. Oh God. There better not be a fucking time limit on their match at All In.
Or if there is, like, the closer you get to the end of the time, the more and more they pick up the pace.
I mean, if we know one thing about Okada, it's going to be a build. It's going to be a build until you are wondering how the fuck are these guys still going? They should be dead by now.
Seriously. That man will take you on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
If they tell him he has 45 minutes for a match, he is taking you for 45 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to use the full 45 minutes that he paid for, okay?
He is going to pin you at the very last second, right before the time hits.
He is the epitome of getting paid by the minute. Like, that is Okada.
Yep.
God.
That's why it rains bills on him. Dollar bills.
God, the Rainmaker. And then we got the tonal whiplash of Adam Cole coming out to be on commentary for Kyle Fletcher and Bowens taking on each other. You know, I'm going to say this. I love Anthony Bowens. I think he's fantastic. Mm-hmm. He needs to drop the 5-tool player aspect from his gimmick and just be the pride of pro wrestling. I think that's a much better moniker and a much better setup for him. And the 5-tool player is just, it's too much.
It's too much to say.
Yeah. Ditch that and ditch Billy Gunn. You don't need Billy Gunn anymore.
No. Mm. I think you can move on from that point, from Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
This was a decent match overall, though. I mean, Fletcher knows how to take a beating.
And give a beating.
That too, yes.
God, I love his corner kicks, where he just comes sprinting across the fucking ring and just throws his whole body into a fucking kick.
What I think I like about him a lot is he always gives you that air of, I'm going to lose.
Yep.
And this was no different. Like, he almost lost to the Famouser.
Yeah.
So, great match, though. Like, this was a nice, like, ease in for Collision, because I feel like Fletcher dominates when he's on Collision.
Dude, he dominates so much. He's got such great fucking intensity that you wonder, like, God, how long has he been held back? You know?
Right, exactly. Like, can we just not just let him just shine even more? Like, we've seen him go up against Ospreay, and I was surprised he wasn't like a main eventer after that, like, personally.
Honestly, it's just because there's other stuff happening right now where he's not, you know, ready to take on the main championship. Like, there's a reason he's not AEW World Championship right now, and that's just because there's too many other people in line in front of him.
I know. But again, he dominates on Collision and he shines on Collision, so it's okay to keep him there, because he has some of the best matches on Collision when he's on it.
So. Yeah. God, and now we had Collision staples, FTR causing fucking just mayhem because Atlantis was there with his son Atlantis Jr. and FTR with Stoke just come out there to mock the fucking shit out of him. My God. I love FTR as just massive fucking pricks. They're so good at being assholes. I love it.
It's like the best time for it right now, too, because we needed this.
Yeah, and that fucking Stoke. I just fucking love him calling people. It was Dax that called Atlantis Senior fucking a pill popper, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn. But you know, they were not having getting smack talked, and Adam Cole's still out there to get involved with a brawl, and then fucking we stand a king. Brody King's out there, the fucking clean house. Fucking love Brody. Give him shit to do like this. Love him.
Fucking, he's got literal like skillets for hands, man.
It's so good. There was also it was Tony Storm versus Julia Hart with Mercedes on commentary again, with an even bigger spread of food, not just asparagus and a steak, but now there's like some scalloped potatoes and shit on there too with her bottle of wine. Super predictable match, but still pretty fun.
Yeah, this was like your average style match. It was pretty middle of the road, but it was a good time. You knew going into this Tony was going to win. There was no way.
Yeah.
But we got to have some fun with Monet on the commentary table for a bit.
Yeah, not participating, just in her own world doing shit. Kind of love it.
Yeah.
And then the strange fucking tease at the end of the match where Mercedes goes in there with Tony and it whispers in her ear and there's an embrace, and then she just fucking batters her and bails.
She was offering her some food.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Here, have a sniffy sniff,
mm-hmm.
and then let me just take you out real quick while you're distracted."
Yeah. Very strange.
I feel like it's going to end up being like Monet trying to play dirty tricks this whole time so that she can overcome Tony easier, and none of it working.
I could see that. But she is taking on... Oh, I am going to screw up her name from CMLL next week. Zeusius? Is that how you say her name?
Yeah?
I'm not entirely sure.
Zeuxis?
Zeuxis? I don't know. But we're getting another title match on...
Yep.
Is there a branded name for this? Is it Grand Slam Mexico? Is that what we're going with? I think so.
I don't remember what the name...
I think that's what it is.
I don't remember, Alex.
Yeah. I mean,
this was such a long thing to watch.
It was. There was a lot of fucking shit happening. Capped off.
Some of this is a refresher right now for me.
Yeah. Conglomeration taking on MXM Collection.
Yep.
Taya Valkyrie. Just being a fucking blast. Just having fun. Nothing really crazy. Not that competitive, but Mason Mansoor just hamming it up. I will never be angry about.
This was just a fun time.
Yeah.
Like this was another palate cleanser, essentially.
I will never be unhappy with Will Nightingale getting TV time either.
Same.
Yeah.
Literally same.
Mm-hmm.
And because she's willing to fight with anybody, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to start really pushing like intergender matches, she is one that will always step up to the plate for that. Like,
yeah, she's a fucking star. And like, you can't have enough of Willow. You just can't. There's no mistake in putting her on the card.
Yeah.
Then surprisingly after that we had the standby match. I love that that's like something that's in the lore of AEW of like, oh, we've got more time. Throw Bandito and the Beast Mordos out there. Soon to be lawyer Beast Mordos, by the way. Apparently he passed his exam. He's I think he's almost a full-fledged lawyer in like a couple of weeks, I think.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Mm-hmm. But just a fucking blast with fucking Bandito being out there being awesome and Beast Mordos being equally awesome.
Yeah, these two, they're crazy separately, like watching their matches, but putting them together, like this was a solid freaking match.
Oh yeah.
And when you get someone who can keep up with the Beast Mortos, Lawyer Mortos, or Mr. Lawyer Beast Mortos,
Beast Mortos Esquire,
the third.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
God, like I want to see more of this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if we're gonna have extra time, can we always just pair these two? Yes, please.
Have them involved somehow in the show. Like, even if the Beast Mortis is just walking around backstage, headbutting shit, I'm here for it.
Can you have him start giving legal advice to Bandito?
I want him to do something in a program with Smart Mark Sterling. Because that'd be hilarious.
Puts on his glasses, hands him this like lawyer book to read.
Yeah. They're going over like contracts and shit.
I would love it.
Yeah. But yeah, great, solid. Love the fucking standby match lore. Then something that was advertised, we had Tekla taking on Queen Amanada. And something that caused a bit of a stir online after the match ended, because people were like, what the fuck was that kind of like finish? Because Queen Amanada just like no sold it. And I'm like, I don't really get it. Like, she tapped out and like it wasn't like, you know, she got like obliterated or anything like that. She got like one over kind of lucky aspect, because she was pretty dominant in the match itself. It's not like, you know, she was supposed to be selling like a concussion or something like that, or taking a massive bomb. So I don't know.
Well, I feel like maybe they're trying to do an arc where it's like, well, she taps easy, she pulls a Gunther.
Maybe.
Like, maybe they'll do that where it's like continuous, like this is actually a theme.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it was kind of an awkward kind of end to it.
A little awkward. Almost as awkward as the number of times that the commentary team worked in Tekla is a spider. It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
You know what, Alex? If she's going to be a spider, she's like the most toxic spider out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just so forced. Like, I don't. She does not have 8 legs.
No.
She does not have 8 eyes.
No.
She does not swing around and say everybody gets one.
No, but she does spider walk.
She does. Yeah, she does spider walk.
Yeah.
Which is not as cool as the crab walk, because everything eventually becomes crab.
Everything become crab. But yeah, no, it's. I think it's just, you know, part of AEW's process where, you know, they've got somebody new and they're going to figure out where to place her, hopefully soon, as far as like the internal mechanisms of what people are doing storyline wise. They're just getting the crowd used to her, hopefully, and eventually she'll have cool shit to do, like, you know, Speedball and Kevin Knight.
I mean, do you think Tony just had like on his phone, he had like Wikipedia open and was looking up like spider facts,
looking up arachnids.
Like, how can I weave this in?
Maybe. I could see Nigel having like note cards at the ready. Like, he was prepping for this.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Tucked in his shoes, under his tracksuit.
Yeah. But bringing us home, Don Callis family versus Daniel Garcia and the Paragon.
The Paragon.
Yeah. They need better merchandise, but I don't hate it. I'm just going to say, I don't hate it, but it could be better. Yeah, just fucking fun fucking match to take us home.
Yeah.
Like, I got no complaints, but also, like, maybe we can be more clear about what the direction is going to be with these guys. Like, are they feuding with the Callis family, like, entirely? And is this leading to somewhere important? Like, is Adam Cole going to take on Josh Alexander? Or, you know, is Trent Beretta going to get something to do besides just being background fixtures? I don't know.
I even though this was like the main event, this felt very much like a filler.
It did. Like, I just think it was probably a conscious decision, given that it was a 4-hour show, that they're like, let's just do something fun, because people are probably gonna be exhausted and we don't need like a massive fucking angle to close out the show.
I know I was.
Yeah, it's a fucking long
I was
night.
Exhausted. Yeah. It took a bit, but it was still good overall. The match itself was still fun. It was just, this was one of those, like, you would expect, like, if this was on Dynamite, this would be a mid-card match.
Yeah, totally. Like,
so
it's just a random tag match to, keep people involved on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's also like, okay, guys, let's have something for them to do to be working towards. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah. And I'm not really complaining that much because fucking AEW has been doing really well this entire year.
Yeah, they really have been. Like, we got some great storylines pushed forward in this as well, in this 4-hour block. So, like, it's just a lot in one time. Like, even going over it now, it's like, seeing things, I'm like, I don't fully remember that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like, I need a refresher.
Yeah. God, speaking of refreshers, SmackDown. SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. SmackDown.
Yeah, more fallout from Money in the Bank. Opening up with Big Match John coming out, talking about his Mount Rushmore of wrestling and just naming himself 4 fucking times, only to lead into a fucking promo train with Cody and LA Knight, and just, I don't know, like, not doing too much for me.
Okay. Randy's spot was the best spot.
Yes.
Cody's was still good. Like, it wasn't bad, but I feel like Randy was able to capitalize off of Cody very well.
Yeah, it's giving. Cena's last run is becoming less interesting with us just pairing him up with each person before a PLE and then giving him somebody new to fight. After that, we need to inject some more life into this by adding more people into the mix.
Yeah, when LA Knight came out, I was like, oh, are they moving him up the card finally?
Yeah. Maybe he's got something to do.
Like, maybe?
He's not just going to take another loss.
But yeah, like, this could have just been Randy and Cena out there, and I would have been A-okay with.
Yeah, although we did get some fun stuff with, Cena saying that Punk is going to have to, become a hypocrite, sell his soul, all that kind of shit to fight him in Saudi Arabia. Once again, kind of, teasing that this is a punishment to Punk. Like, this feels like a loyalty test for WWE and Punk, doesn't it? Like,
a little bit.
Yeah. Like, we saw the writing on the wall when he came back to WWE that this could be a possibility, but now they're just, like, kind of just putting salt into it.
Yeah, they're wanting to be like, you know what? Blood on your hands, too. You're with us.
Yeah.
There's blood money. You're getting some.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't feel like this is really a main feature, more of a bug of the Cena final run.
Yeah, I feel like this is something you can really capitalize on.
Mm-hmm.
And focus on more, like, especially if they end up canceling that fight between the two because of something happening to Punk, like I was saying earlier.
I mean, legitimately, we might have something in the real world prevent them from doing the show because, I mean, there's it's not exactly a calm diplomatic environment in that general area of the world right now.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sometimes, Alex, when you don't want to be labeled an aggressor, you need to say that you preemptively striked someone. Yeah. And sometimes people who get struck in the face don't see it as something preemptive and see it as premeditated.
Yeah.
And like most people.
Yeah, you know, predominantly when your allies have been informed ahead of time and they evacuated their facilities.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah. I mean, and then you're equally surprised when in the first 48 hours, you've begged your allies to join you multiple times and they all say no.
Yeah. God.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like, you know, some tidbit of advice that Cena could take. Don't start a fight you can't win.
Yeah. Although Ron Killing's taking a note out of a playbook and doing a preemptive strike of his own and attacking Cena from behind when he was trying to make his exit. Kind of love that.
That was the best part of this whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely the best part. Yeah. And I loved how pissed Cena was afterward.
Yeah, I I actually really appreciated when they cut to that backstage segment with Cena going face to face with Nick Aldis and them not playing what he was saying to him. I think it made him look like that much more of a little man baby bitch by not hearing what he was saying and turning the hat to get closer to him and more in his face was cute.
It's just like you're so used to being able to hear him when a microphone is a million miles away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because he calls everything out. But they had to mute the actual audio because otherwise, no matter what, you would have heard him.
Okay.
Like literally.
No, I'll take hearing the fucking stupid music that they play over that.
So funny, so freaking funny.
Yeah.
Which led us though. Took 34 minutes to get to this point, Alex. Not in our time, but in SmackDown time, to get to the actual first match of the night.
Yeah, God, fucking promo trains take forever, don't they? LA Knight, Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, and Aleister Black facing off for their side of the bracket for the King of the Ring tournament.
Yep.
Honestly, like. Mello, I'm sorry. Didn't believe you had any shot when it was announced. You had zero shot, brother. I'm sorry. And then LA Knight getting his ass handed to him because Bronson Reed shows up and Braun Breaker's there, hit a spear. It added some unpredictability to it, but you cannot count out Randy Orton surprising you with an RKO. No matter where you are, because they come out of nowhere.
Yeah, sometimes you need a double DDT as well.
Yeah. Ooh, that was actually fun.
That part was a lot of fun because he was so happy.
Yeah.
He didn't even know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
So there was a short bit of time, I will say, where it was unclear to me who was actually going to take this. It was never Carmelo. That was clear.
Yeah.
That was clear. Never Aleister Black.
Yeah, but there's no way he was taking a pin.
Well, exactly. Contract clause. That followed over. That was a rider that followed over from AEW.
Yeah.
This was between LA Knight and Randy Orton on who could kick the other two's asses more and look better while doing it. Which, don't get me wrong, LA Knight looked good out there.
Oh, yeah.
Randy looked better. And I did like how they were countering each other. Randy couldn't get an RKO off of LA Knight for most of it.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. LA Knight couldn't get a BFG off onto Randy. They just kept either countering or getting shoved around, so it couldn't happen. And that did work really well because you don't want them to outshine each other over.
Yeah. The one moment I didn't really have time for, though, was that entire time that Mello was on that turnbuckle and everybody just took turns like trying to do something. Like it felt like one too many spots there.
You needed to have Randy on the turnbuckle and everybody else running up to try and knock him off because he is the biggest dude.
Yeah, like he's the threat. He's the biggest threat.
I feel like when Aleister kicked him in the face, it was like that should have been it.
Yeah,
that should have been the only spot. Yeah.
Oh.
And it just kept going on. Like that took 10 minutes, it felt like.
Yeah.
And every time he grabbed the rope, like you can't pull me up. You can't pull me up. Like, brother, I've seen guys bigger than you hold on to the rope and then have to let go.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's never you.
Anyway, it was never you. It's always Randy.
Right.
We had a fun bit with Jacob Fatu coming out to the ring to talk trash about Solo, only for Solo to appear from his supervillain cave on the Titantron and threaten Solo and threaten him with I need you to love me. Honestly, there's something there. I enjoy this, but I wanted there to be a more concrete threat from Solo, you know?
I feel like because of how threatening Fatu is,
yeah,
he kind of has to start off a little bit Lex Luthor type.
Yeah.
And start from afar and do the
as
threatening.
Far away as possible from a separate location via satellite feed. Yeah.
Because I feel like what's going to happen is Jacob Fatu is going to be in the middle of a match defending his belt. We're going to see just this yellow blur of Mateo Elote Cobb falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Just buttered up and ready to go.
I mean, that is possible.
Okay.
Also, we could have a surprise hoodie-clad, I believe, Hikuleu. I don't think they've changed his name yet. He's been under contract for over a year, and they haven't used him on TV yet. But another member of the Bloodline being introduced.
Yeah, I feel like we're about to get another, like, Bloodline v. Bloodline type situation.
Yeah. The only question is, where do the Tongas sit?
With Solo.
Yeah, probably.
They're spineless. That's the characters they're playing right now are more spineless characters. So I feel like they'll be too afraid to switch over to Jacob until they see Jacob just whoop wholesale at Solo.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it will be. I just I feel like we need to have Solo being the supervillain, screaming out of his goon cave for now. Because it's the only way that I could be persuaded to believe that Solo will beat Jacob Fatu later on.
Yeah, well, like, Solo needs an intercontinental ballistic missile in order to take on Jacob Fatu from a distance.
Or just, a corn on the cob, a little Mateo Elote Cobb.
Yeah, maybe that.
Just butter him up and drop him from the rafters.
Yeah, let him hit that tour of the islands on Jacob Fatu, because that's going to look so good. Less good was the next women's Queen of the Ring qualifier with Jade, Piper, Nia Jackson, Michin, and my God, similar to the men's, Michin had no business out there.
Nope.
Had zero believability, was ever going to take it, unfortunately. I feel bad for her.
Yeah, unlike the last one where I actually had to kind of question who might win, whether it be Randy or LA Knight, not with this one.
Yep.
I knew right away that this was going to be Jade's game to win.
Yeah.
You could just tell.
Even after they yeeted her into the announce team and nearly killed Wade, which I loved Wade selling that after the fact of, like, you just kind of barely hear him just be like, oh, on the mic. Great. Fucking loved it.
It was a fun spot, but, like, no one shined like Jade.
No.
Other than maybe Piper a little bit, just because Piper's been kind of on a streak.
Yeah. I guess.
Better than Nia.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like Nia's stock is just continually dropping right now. The farther she is from, like, the Women's World Championship.
Yeah. They don't know what to do with her. And, like, it's unfortunate because, like, I hate that the best storyline she's had was with Tiffy, and it's already should be over. Even though it's over.
Yeah.
Like, quote unquote.
Kinda, not really. Whatever.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. But I guess one thing that you could say is that Piper and Nia kind of work well together.
Yeah.
Because they did have that brief alliance for a little bit, so maybe tag team?
Maybe. It'd be something. I want her to have something interesting to do. Like, give somebody else, the feud for the top championship, and just have Nia actually do something as a character.
Something different, at least.
Yeah.
Like, have her go after, like, the... No, because I'm not constantly just going to be like, why are they there?
Yeah. Oh, God.
But give her a belt run with, like, the IC or US.
Something. Anything, please.
Yeah.
Make her be on TV for a reason instead of no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fun stuff after this, though, because we had the SmackDown Tag Team Division bickering backstage with Nick Aldis about the Wyatt Six until it was determined that, no, Motor City Machine Guns are getting the first bite at the Wyatt Six, and just have some fucking fun out there, boys.
Which fun was had, let me tell you. This match, while it could have used something a little bit more overall, like more stakes or something.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. You got to you got to see the two different teams and how they wrestle, like, be shown off very well in this match.
Oh yeah. The only thing I'm gonna say was really fucking awkward for me was when the Wyatt Six are making their entrance and the abrupt way that they cut the music really quickly.
Yeah.
Like they cut it before they made the run to the ring.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, not to get ahead of ourselves, but at the end, they overplayed the music.
Yeah. It felt off. Something wasn't
it was
right
weird.
There. Yeah.
Yeah, the sound team was not on their A game with that one.
Yeah. But
we got to see, like, the two styles really well, where you have, like, that teamwork style of Motor City Machine Guns, where they do these setup maneuvers.
Yeah.
Versus the Wyatt Six, where they just beat people up with their friends by using their friends as weapons.
I kind of love that aspect of their, like, dynamic as a team,
it's so
as a
great.
faction. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's so good, and it really pairs up well against Motor City Machine Gun. Motor City Machine Guns, like if they had more time and, like, belts on the line.
Yeah,
I felt like this could have been like an A match, like a 4-star match.
Yeah, there's just not enough there on this show to warrant that, because there's too much other stuff they had to get out of the way. Because we had that Naomi come out to cut a promo and celebrate her win at Money in the Bank, and great work with the fucking crowd here. Kind of plotting to take Tiffy Strat's title, canceling Tiffy time. Just great counter to the what chance from Naomi here. We're just calling them out, like, bitch, you heard what I said. And just playing up this aspect, because did you see the social media clip from Naomi this week where she revealed what was in her briefcase? And it's like extra caution tape, spare gear, little action figure, big Jim, and then a fucking blade and a taser. And just like, I'm ready to fucking take on anything.
I was waiting for her to go that Michael Douglas movie where he, like, has a bazooka at one point and he shoots it into the sewer system.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that movie was called right off the top of my head.
Is that Falling Down?
Yeah, Falling Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just waiting for her to keep pulling shit out. Like, I was like, where do you have room for all of this?
Yeah.
But her clapping back on the what chance was perfect. Like, this is a perfect time to have her have a long belt run. Like,
she's just so much fun as a heel. Like, you never see these kind of turns working out so well just because they're so unexpected. But her being able to tap into this unhinged fucking heel is so much fun.
Well, and I feel like you're eventually going to get this face-off between her and Bianca, where, because Bianca's kind of like her kryptonite, that's how she can be defeated.
Yeah.
Or like Jade wrestling against her and then has Bianca come out and just stand at the ring and saying, please don't, or some craziest. There's so much storytelling that can be done here, Alex.
Yeah. And it's unfortunately fortunate that, like, Bianca's currently injured. Yes. They can let Naomi kind of, run roughshod over the fucking division until Bianca comes back. Like, it's kind of perfect.
It really is. And having her overcome Jade would be a major step in the right direction.
Yeah. Good stuff, fortunately, for Naomi, finally.
Yeah, I mean, that you're speaking nothing but the truth there, brother.
And speaking of the truth, we got John Cena storming out to the fucking stage, calling out our truth. I'm sorry, Ron Killings.
Thank you.
Yeah. About the disrespect, it should be he needs an apology as loud as the disrespect, but instead, CM Punk, our boy, showing out there, looking a little ragged. Not gonna lie, hair was not on form like it usually is, but I think he was just prepping because he was instead going to be at the No Kings tour over in Chicagoland.
Yes, he was. Yeah, which I saw many a picture of him which was great.
Yeah, rocking the Savage
This
hoodie.
Going back to when we were talking about how like Punk seemed very subdued the previous time.
Yeah.
This time Punk seemed to be having a ton more fun.
A little bit more fun. It feels like we are getting into the meta story aspect of Punk here, where he's like visibly not into it, but using that to his advantage of selling the idea of like, I don't want to do this, you're making me do this, and I'm going to make you pay for forcing me into this corner.
Yeah, and I think it works really well in this moment because with all these previous like rivalries between him and Cena, Punk has been the heel.
Yeah.
And now the tables have turned and Punk is the face for this moment. And it gets very meta because he starts bringing up how John Cena, heel, is literally just knockoff CM Punk when Punk was heel.
Yeah. I also really liked him saying, like, you don't have to fucking do this. You can do things the other way of, like, you know, people will still love you if you're not this fucking prick anymore, dude. Like, you can be the old Cena and nobody will be upset about it.
Yeah, and I think Cena countered with, like, and like, be happy with some douchebag wearing my gear and booing me. As like the previous camera clip right before that was some guy booing him wearing his gear.
Mm-hmm. Oh god! And then Punk being like, at least I don't look like a little leaguer who just got struck out from the team, and being like, you know what? You guys like that one? I want that one stricken from the record. I didn't like that one that much.
I didn't like that one that much. I could do better.
Yeah. But
it was really well done, and this whole time you're thinking like, oh, okay, we're just getting this set up just for Punk and just for Cena together. Like that's it.
Yeah.
And Punk starts to walk away technically, and we get a reoccurrence, Alex. We get a reoccurrence. We get an attack from behind again.
Yes.
And Ron Killings is there to beat the holy living crap out of Cena again and get him right into a great fucking nose lock just to hold him down, man.
Fucking STF. And then Punk with the mic being like, I'm sorry. The truth hurts. Just digging in there. Just digging in there.
And the whole time, Ron Killings looks like he legitimately wants to murder John Cena. This is the TNA days. If any of you have not seen Ron Killings from the TNA days, like this man was a serial killer back in the day.
He was terrifying.
Like, yeah, I feel like we're getting that back. This was proof.
Yeah, I like it. I want to keep it up. I want to see where this goes. And it's going to a match versus Cena next week.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I think it's going to be Ron Killings that strips the belt off of Cena at the end of the day.
We'll see. I just hope they have a better match than they did.
I think they will, especially if Ron's not going to be wrestling the same way as R-Truth did, which, as we have already seen, is very different already with what we got to see. It's a very different beast out there now.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like if there's ever a time to really pull the trigger on something like this is it now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be unhappy with it. You know,
give him a title run.
Yeah, let him go out on top.
Hell
He's
yeah.
earned it. Anyway, we had another Queen of the Ring quarterfinal match. Charlotte, Bliss, Alba Fire, who was a last-minute sub for Chelsea Green. And she busted her nose. It's understandable. And
she did. Yeah.
Candice LeRae for some reason.
Which this might have been the first time. No, this might be the second time I didn't really. No, I did ask why she was there.
Yeah, you did. I know you did.
No, I did.
Yeah.
I did. This was an okay match. Overall, I feel like you got to have a good kind of fun start with Charlotte and Alexa, like eye fucking each other and who's going to beat each other up first.
Yeah.
Just for Alba and Candice to run in and start throwing hands.
Yeah.
Like, great way to start it.
Also, great way to finish it too, with Charlotte having the figure 8 locked in and Bliss getting the pinfall victory. I thought that was a good, fun use of the Fatal 4-Way match type.
It was a lot of fun, and I liked the looks they were giving each other at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun because like Charlotte actually thinking she won for a moment,
Yeah.
just to realize that it was actually Alexa. Like that was some good storytelling through the camera work. Like real good storytelling.
Particularly with Alba Fire, like immediately tapping out right at that moment too.
Yeah,
it
was well done. Because I'm not gonna lie, for a second I'm like, who won?
Mm-hmm.
And then the ref points to Alexa, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna get a good rivalry out of this.
Mm-hmm. And they've been, kind of teasing it for the past couple of weeks, a little bit here and there with the different segments, with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair backstage.
Well, and I feel like Tiffy wasn't exactly the guillotine that we needed to get rid of Charlotte.
No.
So we need Alexa to start being the guillotine to get rid of the queen.
Yeah. Maybe she'll finally realize that she just needs to stay a heel and not try and do anything that will get people to cheer her, because they never will.
No, they won't.
No.
They never will.
But you know what they will cheer for? The men's another King of the Ring quarterfinal match with who is that? Andrade, Shinsuke, Damian Priest, and our obvious winner, Cody Rhodes.
Okay, Alex.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
This is not Derek Spies speaking whatsoever.
No.
Whatsoever.
No.
But there was a good, 3.5 to 4 seconds where I thought Shinsuke Nakamura was going to win this.
Was that when he was making his entrance?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the final second of it was when he kicked both Cody and Priest off the rope.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with a Shinsuke win and have him pin Cody.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Or just overcoming Cody.
Yeah.
But you are right. This was Cody's to win only.
Yeah.
And
Only.
you could tell because of the 3 other names that no one knew.
No, come on. Everybody knows Damian Priest. He was just on Cody's podcast.
He was. He actually was. You know who wasn't just on Cody's podcast, though? Andrade.
No, god damn, dude. Similar to Money in the Bank. Andrade, why are you here?
Why are you there, brother? Oh, my God. Oh, man. But, we got to have that interaction right before everything started between and Cody. And Punk essentially saying, at some point, this is happening.
Yeah. And yes, I'm seated for it. I want to see that.
Dude, I feel like this is one of those things where we're preemptively being told that Cody is going to go up against Punk for whatever belt Punk has on.
Yeah. And God, 2 of the carniest motherfuckers currently working today in the ring together is something I can't wait for. They're gonna do everything they can to keep Cody from setting one of those Slim Jim tables on fire and trying to put Punk through it.
It's gonna be that inadvertent Cody ends up going through it and gets more laminate stuck to his back forever.
Oh yeah.
Which also reminds me that I'm surprised that Punk didn't get injured when slapping Cody on the back and hitting the metal.
Yeah.
Because there was a million Chinese finger traps all over his shoulder. You could have very easily got caught up in. Very easily.
Yeah, it's okay. Both of his triceps have been reinforced since he tore them off the bone. The
sad part is you could say that about both of them.
I know. God. Oh.
But the match itself overall pretty good.
Yeah.
It was.
Being
you just knew how it was going to end.
Yeah, being predictable does not make it terrible. It just makes it predictable.
Right. I like Cody when it seems like Cody is not going to win.
Yeah.
Which is what they were doing with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Keep doing that with Cody. At no point did I think Cody was going to lose this.
No. That's just what it is.
And with how good him and Shinsuke wrestle against each other.
Yeah.
This was a perfect time to promote Shinsuke and have it look like Shinsuke could take this.
The question remains, though, does Shinsuke even fucking want it anymore?
I don't think so.
No,
personally.
I don't think he wants another contract. I think he's ready to like ride off into the sunset.
I personally believe we will see him, maybe not at AEW, even though I would love it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he will end up like at NJPW or something.
Yeah.
And just ride it out in a fun like last farewell tour.
Yeah, just let him, do all the hits. I'd love to see him have like a face-to-face thing with Tanahashi before he retires. Whether it's like in an actual like official capacity or if he just, shows up to one of the shows to give him, what for, like, hey buddy, good, congratulations on everything. Something like that.
Yeah. Like I feel like AEW could do a great job with that just because of their connection with NJPW and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that because I agree with you. I don't think Shinsuke wants it.
No.
Anymore.
No, he doesn't. It's a shame. But that's okay. He's put enough on the line already. And before we, wrap up today, I want to talk about somebody who's put a lot on the line. And in celebration of Father's Day, I want to talk about the most inspirational, wise, selfless, loved, courageous, generous, compassionate, respected, sacrificing, devoted father of the world, Christian Cage. He watches over us and day to day, and sometimes we don't give him the respect he deserves, but I feel like on Father's Day of all days is a good day to respect everyone's father, Christian Cage.
Yes, I was gonna say the father of all fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the all father.
Yeah,
Christian Cage.
But yeah, so much love for him. He took a well-earned vacation this week, and
yep.
We're just waiting for the day that you decide to team with Adam Copeland again and take on FTR in what will certainly be an all-time great tag team match.
I feel like that could be a tag team belt collector run.
Yeah,
I'm on a belt collector kick, man. I need some belt collecting.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mercedes is about to collect another belt on Grand Slam this week.
Yes, she is. That's a guarantee, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, she just appeared randomly in like Austria last week and picked up another one.
I can't wait until she she brings like a U-Haul, and instead of a bunch of like ultra right-wing nationalists pouring out the back with their shitty shields and like white face masks, it's just a shit ton of belts.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Just a shit ton of belts. She even shows up with like the fucking WWE Divas belt because she found it in the trash.
Yeah. There's like fucking Money in the Bank briefcase in there. There's the fucking 24/7 title from back in the day.
R-Truth is still holding it.
Yes. Not Ron Killings, R-Truth.
R-Truth.
Yeah. Oh. She's got the spinner belt.
I was just thinking she like the spinner belt falls out with Nikki Bella still attached.
Oh God. I'm curious now. Buddy. I'm curious. What do you think the over-under is like post Evolution 2 that's coming up in July? This whole thing with Nikki Bella is maybe a backwards way to reinvigorate the, Divas show?
Oh, I hope not.
It could be good.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but like this isn't not like this. Like not the like woman from the Matrix one. Not like this.
Switch?
Yeah. Not like this.
Not like this. No. But we'll see what happens next week. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the engagement, hit all the buttons. There's links in the description below for things like our merch store, our subreddit, our Discord. You're free to join us. It's open invitation. And we'd love to hear your feedback and your suggestions for who finally takes the title off Cena, or if he, walks away with it like he's planned to, the evil son of a bitch that he is.
Well, if there's any indication of how Ron Killings likes to treat John Cena, I don't think he's allowed to leave the building. So
He's not allowed to leave the building walking, that's for sure.
yeah, I don't. I mean, if he's gonna be leaving, he's gonna be hanging from that freaking belt. So freaking kung fu style.
Yeah. Thank you for hanging with us. Only thing
Just
left to do,
straight gooning.
Let's say goodnight.
Buenas noches, night shift. Was
Hanging...
it David? Yeah, David Carradine.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, fucking just fucking gooning like David Carradine, brother.
No, that's a recipe for disaster.
That's how John Cena needs to go out.